What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Say we got another huge update. I know you guys could probably already tell it is going down just by that title. You're definitely going to check this one out as we're seeing things going off the rails during Tim Walz VP candidate's latest rally in Pennsylvania. And I'm just going to say this was tough to watch, folks. I'm excited to get into it. So we're not straight into it. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we get into it, you guys hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it, folks. Check out these tweeted photos. This rally was held Freedom High School, Lehigh Valley. Check this out. Tim Walz, I don't know, fairly decent turnout. I will say this was looks a little larger of a venue. I think it's the auditorium that he's filled up. Kamala Harris can't even do that. That's sad to see. Her VP candidate is packing out high school auditoriums, and Kamala Harris can barely fill a ballroom. If you guys checked out my latest video. And then we got Tim Walz here. It looks like things start to get a little bit dicey here as he's getting into exchanges with protesters that break out during that rally. I mean, come on. Look at this guy. All right, now to show you guys this tweet right here. This is coming from Savvy Old Nurse. And this is tweeted out before the rally, just kind of as like a flyer for folks in town. And it says, PA Patriots in the Lehigh Valley area. Check this out. Tim Walz will be at Freedom High School, 11:30 today. School's address is 3149 Chester Avenue. It would be great to have some folks there with some signs to greet him. I mean, come on. If this is Donald Trump, you don't need a bulletin post, a blurb or a message out for folks to bring signs. They're going to bring them regardless. They're going to bring signs. They're going to pull up. But this is another thing that I'm trying to point out with the whole Kamala Harris, Tim Walz campaign. You look at those rallies, and you just go back in history and time, you only see them pulling up with those little cheap printout cardboard signs. They never actually have any merch, apparel, any of that stuff. I mean, you barely see anybody with Kamala Harris, Tim Walz merch on, if any at all, in their crowd. And that's because most of these folks are either staff or reporters, or they're being paid to just show up. And they look like staff in a sense. They give them those signs and tell them come on in. I'm surprised they're asking people to bring their own this time. It's fairly confusing. Then check this one out. This is as soon as Tim Walz got going good, the protesters began. Listen to this. And then the protester is right off in here, guys.
Let's not forget, folks. And being generous, it is holding elections.
And then the camera turns because another protester, as soon as they got that guy out, not even before, another one breaks out. I mean, come on. And these aren't Trump protesters. These are different demonstrators just coming out against Tim Walz, Kamala Harris. You don't get this at Donald Trump rallies. And when you do, they acknowledge it. He acknowledges it very well. Versus Tim Walz, Kamala Harris, they try to, suppress it, ignore it as quickly as possible. Check this out. I was trying to show that last protester.
Elections.
She was over there in the corner, absolutely sounding off, folks. I mean, come on. And I want you guys to just key in. Listen to the way Tim Walz reacts when that protester breaks out. I mean, his stage presence is just awful, guys. It's terrible. This is the guy they're putting up to be one of the leaders of the free world. Doesn't make sense. Look at this guy.
You could say, well, I can't blame them. I can't blame them that they're not telling the truth. They're not telling the truth. You could say,
what just happened? No way this guy, what was that? Did the whole crosses his fingers and closes his eyes? Almost as if he's like throwing a temper tantrum until people silence up. I mean, come on. This is not how you control a crowd. Grow up here, dude. Say something, acknowledge the protesters. Say, hey, if you really want people to silence or quiet down a little bit, hey, cut it out, knock it off. He says none of that. This guy is so beta. Oh my goodness. Look at the way he throws a freaking temper tantrum.
I can't blame them. I can't blame them that they're not telling the truth. They're not telling the truth.
You're telling me that you're faced with, the toughest thugs, world leaders, and you're in a meeting They say something, they start protesting, saying things you don't agree with. You're gonna close your eyes, start crying, cross your fingers, pout your. This reminds me of like a 3-year-old temper tantrum where they cross their arms, cross their legs, sit down Indian style, and put their head down and don't say one word after a temper tantrum. That's what this is right here. You're telling me this is who you're picking out to be one of the leaders of the free world? I mean, come on, y'all. I don't understand why they're putting up these dudes. They're trying to pry, and this is exactly why we've got, Walz's family that can't even endorse him, because they know he's a big crybaby. Like, come on, like, you're kidding me. You're throwing a temper tantrum because there's protesters at your rally. There's supposed to be opposing viewpoints, man. You need to get over yourself. And then take a look at this. I mean, the narrative of the left, the mainstream media, is always going to be having some type of spin to it, a little gaslighty. This is coming from Chris Dornblazer on X. He's tweeting out saying people are filing into Freedom High School this morning for the Democratic nominee or VP nominee Tim Walz. Take a look. This is folks barreling in. Come on, y'all. This is barely even a crowd. I'll say that much right now. About comparable to what Kamala Harris had inside of that ballroom packed. She made that crowd look big because they're all packed and jam-packed inside a little tiny ballroom, guys. I mean, come on. And then I want to show you guys what they're trying to say, the narrative they're trying to push. This is Penslinger on X. Check him out. He says over 3,000 Pennsylvanians packed Freedom High School to see Tim Walz earlier. And I just want to ask you folks, is this 3,000 folks? Does this lie? I mean, come on. They just try to lie, and it's so blatant. I mean, it's right in front of our eyes. This just doesn't even need a fact checker, and we don't need to do a head count. I know what 3,000 definitely. This looks like maybe I'd say 500 folks. I will give it to Tim Walz though. This is way more people than Kamala Harris was able to bring into that ballroom. If you guys checked out my last video I dropped earlier, I mean, come on. You're telling me that your VP candidate is bringing in more support, can pack a house more than you can as the presidential nominee, the front runner? And you're having people bust in, paying people. I mean, come on. And this is the point that I'm trying to wake these, folks up that are still stuck somehow in this delusional state, almost like they've been, hypnotized or brainwashed to follow behind Kamala Harris, Tim Walz. I mean, come on. This guy right here, I can't even find the photo, guy. This guy, this is what you're going to put up to say he should be one of the leaders of the free world. You can't even handle when someone is, a thorn in your side. I mean, you should be A1 with conflict resolution. This is basic level conflict resolution. We're seeing this guy can't diffuse the smallest situation, or at least just ignore it. Don't acknowledge it at all. I mean, this whole narrative coming from the mainstream media, it just does not make sense. It's too far gone. They're too far gone. That false reality they live in. Only thing that's going to wake them up is November 5th, guys. And when Donald Trump actually wins the election, guys, when he comes out on top, all these folks' bubbles will be burst. That whole, false reality bubble that they've been living in will be popped by what's actually happening in the real world. Or seeing, because they not only are they seeing a delusional state with Donald Trump, his success, his current polling, where he's sitting at as far as the presidential race, but they're also in that delusional state for the problems that true Americans are facing. American households not able to or barely able to make ends meet, barely able to keep our heads above water. They don't see that either. And I hope that bursts that bubble too, to let them know, hey, Donald Trump came in, there was a problem. He came in and scooped the rod out, put the good in, and made America great again, guys. This whole campaign is pathetic. A dumpster fire on wheels, guys. Hop in the comment section. Definitely let me know your thoughts. I gotta ask you guys, leave you with the question, is this 3,000 folks inside of this room, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, I'll catch you guys on the next one. We go.